Now, one thing plenty of you have got in touch with us about this week, and indeed for the last year, is Birmingham's bin dispute. Wednesday marked a year since the all-out strikes began. Talks broke down last July after the council said it couldn't offer any more without jeopardising an equal pay deal. This was what Unite had to say on Wednesday.
What we discussed in the summer doesn't extend the ongoing equal pay liabilities. They've said we have to accept modernisation. Absolutely not a problem. Look, I do see light at the end of the tunnel because there is a potential deal that we could do that meets all the council's concerns.
That was Onay Kassab from Unite the Union speaking on Wednesday, which indeed was the year anniversary, Paulette. Another thing that happened on the anniversary was that Unite pulled some of its funding from the Labour Party. They pulled 40% of their funding, just under £600,000. Sharon Graham said workers are scratching their heads about whose side the party is on. I just wonder what your reaction is to that move by Unite.
I think Unite, I am a unionist, I've always been a unionist, and if Sharon has met with her executive and they've decided that they need to cut that funding, who am I to argue with that? They've had a difficult year because of the bin strikes and they've had to spend a lot of money, and for me, if they need to cut that funding, I am not going to be the one to say that they're wrong.
But they're cutting it for what she says are ideological reasons. I mean, she's saying that people... I mean, in the longer note from Unite, Sharon Graham said that her members were getting to the end of their tether with your party.
I think that what she's asking of us it's not deliverable as far as the Labour Party itself is concerned. I've said this to you on many occasions. This is a dispute between Birmingham City Council and between the bin service, the unions. Now, we have got people that have had no proper collections for a year. They are struggling. The streets are not as clean as we'd like them to be. We want them round the table, but what we can't have is women being sacrificed for that to happen. And at the end of the day, they need to sit round the table and they need to negotiate, because I've said this over the last year. I am not round that table. I am out there with my residents who are saying, we want our bins collected, we want the streets cleaned up, and I am not around that table. And I'm saying to both the unions and to Birmingham City Council, get round that table and negotiate.
Yeah, of course, and they haven't been negotiating since last July. Very briefly, guys, if you will. Jonathan?
Well, look, I think the voters of Birmingham have only got to wait a matter of 8 weeks before they'll be able to tell the Labour Party locally how they feel about it, and I suspect Labour will suffer heavily for it.
Marcus?
I do agree with Jonathan on this. If I was a taxpayer in Birmingham, I'd be absolutely hacked off at the council tax increases over the last couple of years and no bins emptied for 12 months in large areas of the city.
To be fair, the bins are being emptied, but they are being emptied
regularly. And let me just add, when women are being discriminated against because what is being asked for will mean that we will develop a liability claim.
Yeah, okay.
We have just got to be careful. So be mindful. We cannot just give what people are asking for. Yeah. This is why you've got to negotiate.
All right. Thank you, all of you. I'm sure we will return to this, Paulette. We've spoken about it many, many times, haven't we?